We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.
My birth name is Mary Ellen Cook, but I started going by the name Mary Carey when I got started in the adult industry. I started dancing at 2.5 years of age. I had full scholarships to 3 different colleges for ballet. I was a theater major and a communications minor. Theater was like a big passion for me because when I couldn't do ballet anymore, I wanted to figure out another way to explore performing. I totally chose to get into the adult industry on my own because this is a great way to become famous and be an actress. But what other things can I really do, and what do I put on my job application? Even though I went to college, porn is definitely a scarlet letter. Whatever you try to really pursue, it's always going to be there.
Welcome back to the Daily Helpline. We're here with Mary Ellen, who is also known as Mary Carey, and joining Mary is her husband Mario. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being on the show. You know, one of the things that I want to say, I mean, I feel really deeply honored just to have you both here because, Mary, I know you have given many interviews, but I know that your husband hardly ever speaks, so thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks so much.
Tell us a little bit about why you decided to come today.
I did do adult movies from 2001 to 2007, and I didn't really, know when I got into the industry that it was actually going to be a bad thing later on in life. And I'm trying to move forward in my life. I want to do mainstream acting. I want to, have children. And one of my big worries sometimes is like, okay, when I do have kids, are people going to like leave my kid out? Like, will my child not get invited to a birthday party maybe because I did adult movies? It's just so hard to move forward with that stigma,
And so at this point, I mean, what is it that you want for yourselves and for your family?
Right now, I'm just trying to figure out, right now at my career is I'm doing some radio and I want to try to do mainstream acting, and I'm just trying to figure out, right now being Mary Carey, I guess, does get me in the door with a lot of auditions, but at the same time, then I don't get the role. I'm thinking maybe I should go by Mary Ellen Cook for auditions. That's one of the things I'm thinking might work. And I'm part of me scared to do that too because I'm putting everything behind me and starting, I'd be like a brand new girl starting out and...
Well, I relate to you in kind of a different way.
Yeah.
But hold on there. But I was a child actress.
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
so there is a stigma, different stigma,
Yeah.
but a stigma that goes along with that.
Yeah.
And that is something that I've transitioned from being a child actress to an adult actress, and I've probably done 20 or 30 movies since Growing
Yeah.
Pains ended. But because I became famous as a child actress, I am still known as a
Yeah.
child actress, even though I've had a successful career as an adult actress. So sometimes there are things that just are gonna follow you.
Yeah.
And you sort of have to look, in my opinion, how to work with it, embrace it, and make it work for you. And that's what I've tried to do. You have a look, you're recognizable. So I would, if I were you, try and figure out how to embrace it.
Well, let's talk about embrace because, I mean, Mario, obviously you love your wife. You've supported her in her career and in the marriage. How do you feel about her wanting to make this transition at this point?
I think the transition would be good. I know she's scared because, for most of her adult life, that's what she's known. And, it's a scary prospect to change completely who you are. And that's what she thinks she's going to have to do if she drops Mary Carey. But, on the other side of the spectrum, you can't really drop that because she's so recognizable. So if she does go by, by Mary Ellen, which is what I call her, people still see Mary Carey no matter what.
Who do you want to be? Do you want to be Mary Ellen or do you want to be Mary Carey?
Okay, I would love to be 100% Mary Ellen.
So then what's stopping you?
Right now, if I do a club appearance, Mary Carey gets paid for the club appearance.
That was the question I was going to ask, is how is this identity or lack of identity, not knowing who you are, driving a wedge between this relationship? Or is it?
It would make me happy if she was just able to be herself. And I see, she's not always herself because she feels like she has to come out and be the life of the party and be who everybody wants to look at, and which inherently she's a beautiful woman. So everywhere we go, people look at her and then they recognize her, and then there comes that that situation. But at home, I see the real her. I see who she is and who I think can be successful at anything she does. I don't think she's well, I don't think you spend enough time thinking about what can be. I think you just do what you feel people want to see. And at home, I see you do, you do the, not the right thing, but you're you. You're not, trying to play this role.
Here's the thing: is there's a difference in embracing it, what Tracy talked about, and hanging on to it.
Yeah.
And I see you hanging on to it.
Yeah.
And it's not because of what you need; it's because of what you want.
Yeah.
And it's safe.
It's safe. It's definitely very safe for me. It's
So- so the
100%
real-
safe. I get scared to let it go because it's just been like a security blanket for so
But
long.
that stops her from growing also.
Yeah.
You're not able to grow if you're just holding on to the past or holding on to something that you don't want to let go because of fear.
5 years from now, where do you want your marriage to be?
I definitely would like to have kids. You know? Yeah, I want kids.
And I will just add, and for being in the public eye and being, having kids and sending them to school, you're going to have people who have opinions of you all the time. People are going to know things about you, and they're going to come in with a prejudgment, and that's just a fact. And it's the world we live in. But, it's the confidence that you have at home with your husband and your children and all of that that will make it okay.
But I've learned that people are much more forgiving about who you used to be than they are of who you are now. And so if Mary Carey was who I used to be, but this is who I'm showing up as today, people can accept that.
I agree.
But if Mary Carey is who's walking into the classroom with the cupcakes, hello everybody, I'm here to meet the daddies and the mommies. I mean, let's just be real here. And I say that, and partly, they laugh because they know half the women in the room said, not my husband, you wouldn't. Not my child, you wouldn't. And so, and I'm not making light. I really want you to be aware of this because I want you to have everything that you want. I want you to step into your fullness, and I want you to get off the fence. If you're going to be Mary Carey, then be the best Mary Carey that you can be and make everybody happy, if that's what you want to do. But if you want to be Mary Ellen, then you got to get off the fence. Hey, let's pause. I hear I want my cake and I want to eat it too. We're on the fence, but when we get back, we're going to get off the fence, okay? So stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.